Well, hello, everyone. I'm going to take this break in the pep band action to welcome you to Valders High School and another broadcast of live prep sports from Eastern Wisconsin Conference. Coming to you live, I've got Todd Grall with me. I am Dan Wagner. Todd, how are you?
Good. Glad to be back.
Yeah, we've missed
you.
you. We appreciate you coming back. And
the band is back together.
Yeah, the band's back together literally twice. Okay, you and I and the band. So
yes.
We're going to try to talk over the pep band. We got a nice environment here at Valders. Valders girls coming off of a couple of victories over the holiday break. And they take on a Two Rivers team tonight that's still trying to find their way in the conference and still trying to find something happening. Valders coming in at 6-7, winning 6 of their last 8 games, and having a little bit of momentum here, 2-4 in the conference. And then what can you tell us about Two Rivers, Todd?
Two Rivers is 2-11 overall, 0-5 in the conference. So the 2 games they've won are from Door County teams.
Yeah.
So,
and I noticed they won the first game of the season, and then they won the last game they played.
Right. Yeah.
And then everything in between has been a loss. So a couple common opponents. We had beat Kiel, and Two Rivers had lost to Kiel. I guess both of us lost to Sheboygan Falls.
By a healthy margin.
Yeah, but by probably more of a healthy margin, right? So Two Rivers is really kind of heavily weighted. All their scoring is really pretty much one player. Very unusual to see stats like this, Todd. I'm looking at these stats here, and I'm seeing one player averaging 22 points a game through 13 games, and I'm seeing the next closest at 6.5.
Right. Yeah. Well, what does that tell you?
Yeah. And Allison Kakis is a 3-year starter. Very good player. Very athletic. Good jumper. Strong-bodied person. I believe she's still only like 5'6", 5'7". She's not really extra tall, but she knows how to play big, and must be smart because she's shooting 52% on the year, 31% for threes, and 71% from the line. So I would imagine we'll see a heavy dose of Allison Kakis tonight, and then beyond that, kind of we'll have to see what the game brings from Two Rivers.
Right. I mean, if you keep her under her average, I think you've got a real good chance at winning.
Yeah, and Two Rivers averaging 46 points a game, so overall that's probably a little bit below average. So, we'll see. I'm sure that the heavy focus defensively will be on Kakis. So, Valders having, like I said, a little bit of momentum here the last couple of weeks, really. Valders played in a holiday tournament over the holiday break. They won 2 games, one against Howard's Grove that was 7-2 at the time, and then they got a little revenge against Plymouth, having lost to them the first time they played them by 12, and winning a nice, solid, kind of convincingly to some degree, although Plymouth rallied at the end, but with Valders really asserted themselves against Plymouth. So we got about 1:46 to go. We're going to get you out to the pregame festivities, and we will be right back with the tip-off.
please rise and remove your hats as the Valders High School pep band, under the direction of Nick Stone, plays our national anthem.
Don't be done.
Good evening and welcome to Valders High School for EWC basketball. To Rivers High School, Valders High School, the WIAA report good sportsmanship and education-based sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege. The expectation exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all attendants, your cooperation and demonstrating the values of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. Now, tonight's starting lineups first for the Two Rivers Raiders. A junior, number 2, Caitlin Klein. A junior, number 5, Miranda Lee. A senior, number 10, Allison Kinkis. A junior, number 13, Kylie Kinkis. And a sophomore, number 22, Kaylee Jensen. The Two Rivers Raiders are coached by Corey Verdakis, his assistants Mark Rohr, Ryan Nolan, Ashley Spatz, and Madison Richards. And now for your senior number 3, Anthony Lucio.
All right, Todd, we are getting ready for basketball here. So we've got for Valders, we've got Neufeld, Zipper, Tuchel, Hickman, and who's the last one? Fisher. Did I say Fisher?
I don't believe so.
Yeah. So those of you that weren't with us the last couple games, Morgan Brudenmeyer had had a head injury on the one play. Actually, we had that play live. We were kind of frustrated. There was no foul. She kind of got hit from behind, and she was out last week or so. I believe she is eligible to play tonight. As far as I know, she is suited up. But we have starting now a couple of bigs for Valders. That's been a difference maker, Todd.
Right. I can admit, it's a good thing, too, because Claire's a leading scorer. So Here we go.
So now tip out of bounds. Okay, Valders going to secure the tip. Here we go. Good start for the Vikes. All right, Two Rivers looking for that zone pressure, and we're looking to attack the gaps. We're going to get the ball to the post, kick it out, open three, and we got it. Great way to start the game, Todd.
Way to hit it, Cassidy.
And Valders starting off in full court pressure. Coach Otto looking to take advantage, and we're going to have a 5-second call. So it's clearly at some point the film kind of showed that Two Rivers struggling with ball pressure, and so Valders gets the early turnover. So baseline inbound, Fisher over to Hickman. Swinging it over to Tuchel, going to look in the post, and that's going to be tied up. We'll have a jump ball. Held ball, my bad.
Yep. You going?
I've been instructed, Todd, to refer to those plays as held balls.
What is the difference?
Well, jump ball is like from the 80s.
So nobody jumps.
So
anymore.
nobody jumps anymore.
Okay.
So technically, it's a held ball.
Okay.
Now, do you go with what people reference as what it is, or go with the book? I don't know. That was a held jump ball. So
I'm still retro.
Yeah, that's cool. That's the flavor we bring. So now Valders, good defense. We're going to get an open three by Caitlin Klein, no good. Rebound to Rivers. So Kakis, number 10, she hands down. She's going to take the open three, no good.
We got to get a rebound.
Yep,
here.
another, we long shots though.
Yep.
Okay, long shot, long rebound, but kind of good opportunity without any harm yet to remind yourself you got to put a body on people.
Claire Zipper picks up her first.
So now Two Rivers looking to inbound. Tough inbound, and Tuchel and man now. We're Valders man on baseline inbounds plays.
That's a travel.
Yeah, almost. So now Two Rivers just kind of running a little weave. Wide open is another three, and it's going to be another offensive rebound. Right away. So now down to the post, no good. Rebound, Zipper out, and here we go. Tuchel early offense, ball up and no good. Rebound Hickman. And we'll set it up. Again, Two Rivers now in, little steal here. Nice job. Number 5, we're going to make the layup. Number 5, Miranda Lee. So
nice
3-2, nice, and Valders going to turn it over.
So she had quick hands, and Valders rushed down the court and threw it away.
You got to remember, these teams have not played each other. You get in. We haven't played in a while, it feels like.
Right.
I mean, it's been like almost a week. And so now you get out here, kind of early jitters, and both teams kind of turning it over here. Now Hickman's going to push it. Now we got to fill our gaps here, and Hickman's going to go all the way. Little runner, no good. Rebound Zipper, cleans it up. Thank you very much. Got to love your post running the floor.
No kidding. Yep.
And we got another 5-second call.
Out. It seemed a little quick.
It did, yeah. Actually, I agree with you. It's kind of questionable when you start that count. It's pretty much when it's at the disposal of the thrower is the way the officials are kind of taught to do that. I guess it all depends, But, really, Two Rivers wasn't moving much on that either. Open three-pointer, that play is, I talked last time with Nick Resenchek, that play has been around for like 100 years, almost a kick, and we're going to have another turnover to Rivers. Tuchel hits a 3 off that inbound. That play has been around forever, where the inbounder goes to the corner.
Right, just comes in after the ball is thrown.
I saw Howard's Grove run that play. I saw Valders run that play. I saw Plymouth run that play. It's worked. It worked for every team. So, kind of interesting. So now in another 3 for Tuchel, up and got it!
Nice.
Great job, Cassidy. Tuchel, way to go, Cass. Cassidy struggled a little bit last game, and she is rolling now. Good attitude, way to come back strong. And
keep feeding the hot hand, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 11-2. Valders, nice. That's going to be 2 or a foul.
Yep.
Allison Kakis is just a very physically strong and balanced, kind of athletic-bodied player. How to best communicate that. I mean, she just has great control, and she's just strong with what she does. So when she gets her looks, she's explosive. She's really hard to guard. I remember watching her as a freshman in a JV game, and I remember immediately, I didn't know anybody on that team. I was just there. I don't even know why I was there. And all of a sudden, I'm like, whoa, who's this? Who is this girl? And, then I saw her play in a varsity game later, and I'm like, I see the athleticism there. Good finisher, and that's why she shoots 51%. So, Hickman and Zipper going to clean it up. Zipper does a great job of being in the right place, right time. Valders 13-2.
Good D. Don't foul. Too far underneath the basket. Oh, travel. I think she wanted to take it to the hoop, and she had her cut off, and she just had no other.
No, No, I think that one. I mean, we try to push an early offense, but then that time it was closed up and we just didn't have a plan B. So Valders still pressing. Nice to see Morgan Brunmeyer back in the game. Brunmeyer checks in along with Wagner, and we've got Hickman and Fisher on the bench. So it's So back to live action here. Maybe a play drawn up for Brunmeyer, perhaps. No, it's going to the corner to Fisher. And we're going to have a wide open three. So that's just, I don't know. So now Kakis going, and nice job, Brunmeyer. Kakis can't finish. Rebound Zipper. Zipper to Brunmeyer, and Brunmeyer to Hokemer. And we're going to have corner. No, Brunmeyer make it a three.
Get there.
No good. Good hustle, Taylor. And we're going the other way. Two Rivers. We're 12, pushing. Nice little bounce pass. Block shot, Zipper. Oh, come on. So what are you supposed to do? That's a lot of, I don't know, Todd.
Yeah, I know. A lot of ball.
I mean, that's a lot of ball. What are we doing here? Who are we helping out? I mean, you got to be able to play basketball if you're out there. You see that, though. You see that in the girls' game sometimes. You see some of these weird, like, nothing fouls. And I just don't get it because you don't really see that in boys.
No.
And it's like it's the same game, same rules. Why you got to call some of those nothing fouls or, like, nothing plays fouls?
And boys, they can be just as physical and nothing.
And it's just weird. I mean, it's really not true to the way the rules are set up to administer. And that's kind of what their role is in the moment. But yeah, back to the kind of numbers. We're at 2:24 to go here. Game well in hand for the Vikes, 74-46. Now, if you're Coach Gerdakis, you know, what can you do? You're losing Allison Kakis after this year. And, you know, kind of the next closest kid is averaging 6 points a game. So you got to find something, right? Like,
and I think that's what he's trying to do with the freshmen playing and whatever.
And you got to find some functionality. I mean, kind of a tough position to be in. I tell you, we ran into this our first year, Todd. I mean, it was more me really than anything. But, you know, I was hard on the kids. We weren't very good. I was hard on them. Well, you don't make a lot of friends when you're yelling at everybody, you know. But at some degree, like, oh, nice job. Kakis tried to flop. And that was Brunmeyer?
Yes.
All right, Brunmeyer gets the three, but, you know, to some degree, you got to try to find some rhythm. I mean, either that or you're just accepting the results. And you want to try to improve. You want the kids to be proud of their involvement in the sport and then, you know, just hopefully grow over the years. So, Steele Neufeld and a lot of defenders around there. Wagner going to get all the way to the rim and kind of flop in a little. And now rebound, Taylor.
Their fourth point of the day.
And Gerdakis is going to get a substitution timeout. 1:16 to go. The lead is 32.
78 points. That has to be our largest output of the year. I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, the most I've ever seen a Valders team score is 82. I've seen it 3 times, and you know, chance that Valders could hit that tonight here. So now, are we doing fast breaks still, or now? Nice job, Kieselhorst up off the glass
good
rebound
board.
Wagner. Well, she's got somebody deep if she wants it, but game's well in hand. I don't think you gotta be shoot. So now Hokemer, no good. Rebound, stat builder, and it's gonna fall. Little stat builder. Now that's 80.
Megan's got 9 points here.
You know, if you're Coach Gerdakis, I mean, if it's not there, it's not there in the moment. But, you know, you got to kind of work. You got to find your way. You know, in practice to some degree, you got to find a way to make things better.
We talking about practice, not a game. We talking
10.
about
Hokemer gets her 10th point, and we are going to go to 81 now. One more basket breaks the record for the Vikes. So now Two Rivers, Kieselhorst up to Lee. Ooh, kind of pushes the pass. 40-second mark, and little kind of loose ball. Lee looking out, and we're going to get a loose ball again. Lee controls. Long three, Valders going to get it back, and we got 24 to go here.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be
So
trying.
now Taylor, 3-point shot up, no good.
I was going to say, I didn't think we were going to try any more shot attempts, but I was wrong.
Yeah. And we might get one more yet. And what do we have here?
I don't know.
A little squeak in there. We got to get maintenance on that door. And that's going to do it. So that'll conclude the game here. We've got a solid night for the Vikes here, 81-46. We'll get through the line here, and we'll be back with stats and our final recap.
The Valders Vikings run by Cassidy Tuchel and Valders Zipper both with 19 points. Caitlin Fisher adding 13 and Wagner adding 10. Rivers will return to action Tuesday night with the home conference game with Brilliant. Valders will also get back in action on Tuesday with the conference game.
All right, Todd, so we get kind of to our game recap here. Valders victorious, 81-46. Valders really controlled early on immediately. It was 12-2. It was like 25-5, and Two Rivers kind of got into double digits, got it going. And they end right on their season average, 46. So as the game kind of got going, Two Rivers able to find some baskets with Kakis and a few other players contributing. Valders strong all night, getting rebounds, pushing the break, making three-pointers. Huge night for Cassidy Tuchel. Huge night for Zipper again. And, we really did a good job being solid, and we end up with a 35-point victory. What do we have for stats, Todd?
Allison Kakis from Two Rivers had 17. So most of those were in the second half.
Yep.
And then Caitlin Klein ended up having 11 for Two Rivers. Claire Zipper and Cassidy Tuchel, each with 19 points. I mean, that's huge. Grace Neuenfeld had 8. Morgan Hickman had 4. Caitlin Fisher had 13.
Nice.
She had 3 threes.
Caitlin's been stacking a few games up here where she's been shooting well.
Right. Yep.
Scoring double digits.
Megan Huckmer had 10. Audrey Wagner had 2. Andy Taylor had 4. And Morgan Brunmeyer had 2. So looked like everybody scored.
Everybody participating. So good, solid game. Good confidence builder. That's going to take the Vikes to 7-7. Boy, when they were 0-5 a couple of weeks ago, Todd.
Right.
It's kind of like the Packers story, right? With the Packers were not looking so hot there for a little while, and then kind of before you know it, things get turned around, and we're looking at opportunities. So we are a long ways away from the playoffs, but,
Playoffs?
believe it or not, yeah, I did just play that. So we'll have to get back to that. But anyway, the Vikes going to 7-7, 3-4 in conference. You got to like what you've seen. Valders coming around on the second half of conference coming up, starting next week. They're going to play Lux Casco in non-conference in a makeup game on the 10th, which would be Tuesday. And then I believe they are at Roncalli on Friday night.
Right.
After that. So, good solid participation from the whole group. Great outing by the Vikes. Looking good for another game in a row. They moved to 7-7. So we are going to sign off here. Thanks for joining us on Danamo's House. So for Todd Grall, I am Dan Wagner, and you guys have a great night.
Have a good night.